all is integrated with one another. If you want to ask me any questions, please simply register with the WildEarth website, head across to the Live Safari page, and then post your questions there. I'm looking forward to chatting to you on my next WildEarth drive.
This program features live coverage of an African safari and may include animal kills and carcasses. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a very gloomy Djuma Game Reserve this morning. It's raining just very lightly, but we do have our rain jackets on just in case it starts to bucket. Who knows? Well, I'm still excited for this morning's safari. I hope that we can find some elephants, maybe even some more leopards, maybe even some lions. Well, I'm excited, everyone. Like I said, we're looking out here onto quarantine, but we're going to head down to Treehouse Dam and then move east from there. So jump on board, everyone, for your live safari through the African bush. Good morning, and hello, everyone. I hope that you are feeling fabulous. I am. I have my rain jacket on, and that's most important at the moment. Now, it's your live safari, everyone, and welcome aboard. My name is Trishala. I've got Theo on camera with me. We're heading down to Treehouse Dam, and we're hoping to have a great one. Please use that hashtag WildEarth, or you can use @FC on the YouTube chat stream to talk to us and give us your questions and comments. You can also go to our website. You can register and use our question and comments box. If you're under 18, please use kids questions at wildearth.tv. We'd love to hear from all of you. You can can see, it's quite dark at the moment. I've even had to put my lights on in the morning. It's been a while since I've had to do that. But this cool weather, or rather, yeah, I mean, it's not actually very cold. It's about 15 degrees Celsius, about 59 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's not very cold at all, but it is raining. You can see my dashes, nice and wet. If it gets much heavier, obviously we'll put our rain covers on, but for now it's pretty okay. Last night when we were in the sighting with the tortoise pan male, which I was so excited about, it was actually lightning off to the east. So let's hope that we don't have terrible weather this morning. Oh, I found some lions. Good morning. Hello, you guys. Mornings like this, where things seem a little bit like, oh, it's raining a little bit, it's cloudy, you can stumble upon anything. Here we have what looks like the Telematis. Then Kuhumas are still down south for a long time now. We haven't seen them in a while. And this makes sense. It's the Telematis because they've been around Ballaniti's Rebecca's Road, so it's just to the west of where they are right now. But at the moment they're in Philemon's Dip, very close to quarantine. This is awesome. What a great start to the morning. And you know, with the color of their fur, I couldn't and the dull light, I couldn't really tell or spot them because of the color of their body, but rather these black patches behind their ears. So if it works for me, it's definitely going to work for the rest of the pride to help them to follow each other. They also communicate with those black patches. When they're not happy, they push their ears down. So it's a form of visual communication. I wonder if they've spent the night here. They've obviously come straight from the block. There's no tracks on the road at all except for elephants. So they've obviously come straight from the block, or through the block, and ended up here. I hope that they'll actually be on the move. Looks like they need a good meal. Beautiful eye. This is a brilliant start to the morning, everyone. We're going to stick around with the Telemati Pride here, and we're going to send you over to have a look at the weather of various locations.
Good morning everybody. Welcome to Djuma Private Game Reserve again this morning. And we just actually begin a drive. We're going to take a look to see if Kara, she's still in the same area as last night. And which, if nothing happened, then she might be still there. And my name's Andrew, and on camera I have Morgan again this morning. So this is how we're going to be taking you on a safari. It's a little cloudy though. was a little spitting, but it's not that bad. And then we're going to make our way down to the last position where Karish was last seen. Interesting thing is that also was a total span male in the area last night, they say, and which I also haven't really met him yet, so I'm gonna make my way down there, see what happened, and in the meantime I'll be sending you across to Tswalu with the line.
I think our timing was excellent. Basically, everyone has, or almost everyone, has completed their morning bathroom rituals. Lots of yawning, lots of stretching. And they're moving steadily up towards quarantine. Now, there weren't too many antelope on quarantine when we had a look when we came down here. Hello, you. You are walking straight towards me. Looks like we're gonna get a fabulous walk by most of them. Oh, here comes a young male. There were a couple of Impala, but not exactly on quarantine. James, you say, oh, good morning, James. Firstly, you say Saturday is off to a good start. Oh, yes, it is Saturday. And it is off to a fantastic start. Just this is the time you want to watch lions. Lions are always beautiful, obviously, but when they're up and about and they don't look tired, you know, they look energized. They look like they're ready for this day. It's only a matter of time until the rest of them get up and move too. I love getting a good lion walk by. It looks like there might be about 10 individuals. In total, there's 14 of them in the pride. Hi, Victor. You'd like to know if this is the right condition for lions to hunt in. Usually, lions prefer to hunt at night, but in conditions like this, when it's overcast, it's very dull, low light, it's a great condition for them to be hunting. Not just to be successful in the hunt from the point of view of light, but also it not being very hot and there's no sun coming out to tire them out quickly. See that? Lots of grooming. Looks like a couple of the older females are still hanging around. Perhaps they want to bring up the rear as they all start moving towards quarantine.
So we have arrived to this very same spot where that Kara and the tortoise pain male were seen last night. And the guys, also the other guys been here, they didn't actually discover nothing. So we don't know what happened. It happens maybe they're still around or the kill's probably taken to the ground. So what I'll do, I'll check a few thicket around here to see if maybe they're well hidden around. If they gone, not sure, probably maybe the meat was done, finished. And that happened. Once the meat is finished, then they will go. Or something happened, the meat gets stolen. And that also can make them move away from this spot. And then the western boundary is right there. The guys are going to check if then they're finished and they move off, whether they're gone west. But otherwise, we're going to find out from our side.
There's Darkman out at the back, going to give us a yawn. This raid is starting to calm down, but I still don't want to go anywhere because they're, well, I mean, apart from following the lions, I think I'm going to, yeah, we'll just follow the lions. We're quite close to home anyway if we need to put our rain covers on, but I want to follow them. They're now moving up towards quarantine. I think our best bet is to go up on quarantine, park off nicely and watch them approach. Oh, they're playing there. Let's turn around. And be very careful not to drive over any lion as we do that. I feel excited, and I must have said that like 3 times already. Let's just pop up on top here. Hi, Zali. You'd like to know, what do lions regularly do in the mornings? This one just jumped over the other. In the early mornings, it's still time for them to be active and hunt. And of course, they're going to hunt if they're hungry. And that doesn't mean it's going to be in the morning. It can be at any time. Look at these guys. Now they'll play like this a lot and energize themselves. But I think that they are hungry. Their bellies don't look very full. They'll be looking for something to eat this morning. This is also typical. Get up, move 50 meters, sit down again. Look at these two in the tree. 3 of them. There's one in the tree as well. That one's trying to get to the one that's perched in the tree. Can you see it there, turning its head and looking down at these ones? The biggest cat out here, right? Second largest cat in the world. And their bodies are heavy. And when they hit the ground, when they're running, the sound is just beautiful. Oh no. Stepped on something and got pricked in the paw. This one's trying to stalk its buddy. Wait for it. That's a lion jungle gym. Muscles. Hi, Eagle Eye. You'd like to know if it's safe for us to be this close to the lions? Yes, it is. There's always the potential for it to be dangerous for anything out here. But it is safe. We've been closer to lions. Lions are very used to the vehicles. They have walked past the vehicle many, many times. We're used to knowing how to behave. When seeing them close to us, we don't react, we don't move quickly. We just stay put and we enjoy and we stay relaxed. As soon as you're nervous, you may not even realize it, but you are giving off certain cues. Your body gets stiff. You become wide-eyed. So you have to make sure that you're very, very relaxed. Now, we have someone very special that's going to give us a walk by there next to you, Theo. It is the fabulous, it is the very dark-maned Avoca male. beautiful. Hi, Rolling Rob. You'd like to know Darkmane's brothers, the blonde evoker and the mohawk evoker, have been seen recently. I'm actually not sure. I certainly haven't seen them. But they usually are with the Nkuhumas, so I'm not sure if then when the Nkuhumas had a buffalo kill there in Little Gowrie the last few days, if they were with them. I don't know. We've been seeing a lot of Darkmane recently, though. He usually accompanies the Telematis. It's great to sit with them when so much is going on. They're playing, some are still sleeping. This one looks very, very cute, sound asleep in the middle of the street. Hi, Gracie, you say this is the best roadblock? Oh, yes. There's nothing like a multiple animal roadblock. Like elephants, the same. You have a whole lot of elephants in the road. Wouldn't it be great if we could get a whole lot of leopard roadblock? That'd be fabulous too. Look from behind how those black spots in the ear just pop out. Love it. So what they're likely to do now is to yawn and groom and stretch and all that stuff some more, and then continue to move further towards quarantine. So you see where the crest ends there, where the horizon is there? Just over that is quarantine. So they're not far at all. They're just going to take their time. Like with all things, when sometimes it can feel like it takes forever to get something done or for there to be movement and progress, but when conditions are right, it happens very quickly and it just moves. And that's how it is with the lions. When they're ready to go, everyone is up and about and ready to hunt. I find that they're very patient animals. Most of the animals out here that have to hunt, very, very patient. They really take their time. They don't force the hunt. They know when conditions are good. Remember that buffalo hunt that you had with Lauren and the Telematis? We may think they had an opportunity there, but they know best about about the conditions that are right. There we go, summer up and about and moving towards quarantine. Perfect. So now we're going to go ahead with our original plan, which was to stand by at the top there, watch them come past. We also get an idea of what type of prey there might be on quarantine.
Today is no ordinary day. We have many people on the vehicle. We have Dawn, Rial here, and we have Miss Gabby. They are holders of the Ticket to Dream.
It's a very special opportunity for us and a learning experience for Gabby.
My favorite is the wild dog because it's like painted a little bit.
If you want to go on safari with a WildEarth guide, whilst honing your bush knowledge and of course featuring in one of our shows, then head over to our website.
My most favorite part about WildEarth is I have learned so many things and I have become interested in so many things that I never even knew about.
I'm going to ask my friends and my whole class, even my teacher, to go on safari.
We wanted to buy a Ticket to Dream because we wanted our family to have this as a special time in our lives that we can always look back and reflect on. This is a dream to be here.
Hi everybody, I'm Tiana, I'm from Johannesburg, and I am one of WildEarth's biggest fans.
Been watching for 4 years, DG here from the Ozarks.
It's been 4 years for me and I'm not leaving anytime soon.
It's given me a time away from the hassles of the city, and it's given me a connection to a place that has stolen my heart, which is Africa.
Last year we lost our son, and now we're just watching WildEarth. Love to all you guys.
You are reminding us of the role that we play in nature conservation, each and every one of us. You have reconnected myself to a dream that I had as a child to get involved in nature conservation, and for that I'm really grateful for as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
My name is Ross and I'm a field guide at andBeyond Phinda Private Game Reserve. I love getting questions from guests on WildEarth because I love sharing and learning information about nature with new people, and it also makes me feel like you're all joining me in real life. If you want to ask a question on WildEarth, then you need to register on our website. Once registered, go to our live safari page and submit your question below our live feed.
Alright, so we're just going to see how they're going to cross this main road with a beautiful herd of impalas. Oh, it's just lined up. But I'm always, when I got these kind of animals, antelope mainly, it's like when you got a buffalo herd, you always stick on the end of the herd because they're mainly followed by maybe a cat. Which sometimes with the impalas they were mainly hunted. By these leopards, and all they do, they just ambush. And they're all, their coat, it's puffed up a little bit. Because of the weather. and they're trying to provide a warmth on themselves. Looks like they're going to just turn around and go back to where they just come from. Again, so you're commenting saying that Impala, they must be most of the common antelope to see, and they're so still beautiful. I agree with you, they are still beautiful all the time. You see Impalas, and the fact that they all just love being in a group. And this time of year, it's about the same, where now male would fight for it, dominating this group. So each group has to have one male at least. So we are on the main road. I hear a lot of these cars are riding past us. This is only axis. Looks like this Impala now, they're all starving. With all the hungry that takes place last night, probably they just stood and watched for safety, not to feed at all. This is the only time they will move around, start to feed around here. And that, if you look at their rear leg, and then just above their hoof, all you see just a black patch, which is rich in oil gland, which is called metatarsal. And probably for them to be able to look at one another, the scent is left behind by this gland wherever it touches into the grasses when they move through these tall grasses. So I'm going to be on move again, check few roads, check up in trees sometimes, but I'm going to be sending you across to Tswalu with the line.
Well, there's some ants of the Impala here who are not as happy or relaxed as Andrew's. And that's because the Telemati pride has been giving them a bit of grief. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to figure out if my presenter monitor will work for me. Looks like it's not going to. Alright, well I might not be able to see what you do, but I'll try my hardest. This was the lion that was trying to hunt the Impala. But now they've all kind of moved down. They're moving towards the dam at the moment. So let's follow them. Still so interested in the Impala. It's the only one that's interested in the Impala. Everyone else has moved off. Oh, there we go. Interested in another lion. So most of them are down at the dam or on the road leading to the dam at the moment, except these two. Oh, it's nice to walk, to drive alongside a lion that's walking. Hello, gorgeous. We'll just stop here. There's one in front of us and these two coming along. Hi Renee, you'd like to know if they've also got cubs in this pride? No, they're all sub-adults. They actually they'd be soon having another set of cubs, but maybe another, they could now actually, but they're all sub-adults. You know the Nkumas have had, look at that, quite a few new tiny ones. And the Telemati, when the Nkuma had their cubs, the Telemati had their cubs around the same time. So it could be time for the Telematis to have some new cubs. Oh, what did you step on? Oh, there's one to the left of us. It's just stood on something. A little thorn, perhaps. It's walking very carefully. Poor thing. I always feel like paws and paw pads, the skin there, it feels so soft. I mean, especially if you're thinking of like a domestic cat. I feel very bad when they step on like devil's thorn and things like that you'd find out in quarantine. But in fact, their pads are very rough, very hardy. And they can withstand all of the numerous painful things they may step on. Hi, Waikisha. You'd like to know how long a lion can go without water? A substantial amount of time. So a lion will drink water if it's available, but it's not water dependent. So a water dependent animal is an animal that needs to be near water and needs to drink water daily. A lion doesn't need to, but they will if there's water around. And that's because they get the majority of their moisture requirement from the blood in the carcasses that they eat. So it's not necessary for them to be drinking water even every day. So they can go if they have eaten well, they have good prey around, then they don't need to drink water, or they can go without water for a day or two. But also if there's
So we are now at Bambuli again. Taking this road, well, Impala Road is only a road between the boundary and where the Kara and Tortoise Pan Mail were last night. So the ideal is to check whether there's any tracks in this road. You've got to have to move somewhere anyway when they're not around, definitely. Not just to show how far they've gone. So now with all the drizzling, because most of the tracks would be a rain on top of them, it would be a little harder to tell whether it's fresh, unless if these tracks on top are most vehicle tracks, and then we show that it could be last night or so. But if they have walked recently on top of the wet, then it's quite easy to tell. That's fresh. So I'm gonna check, otherwise I'm gonna be looking for something else.
Well, they're on this very narrow road, Walberg's Eagle's Nest. So what we're going to do is we can definitely say they're moving towards Twin Dams Road. So we're going to swing around and catch them on the other side. Otherwise, we'll constantly be behind them and we won't get to watch them do anything. We'll just be following behind them. So we're going to swing around and watch. There's nice open areas around the dam camp. but they look like they might actually be going straight. Actually, it's hard to tell if they're going to turn or not. But I feel that, hello, good morning, guinea fowl. I feel that if they were going to go straight down to the dam, they would have come across quarantine and then down. But maybe because of the Impala, they didn't. Hi, Patrick. That's an interesting question. You'd like to know if female or if lionesses contribute to the hunt at an earlier age than males? I don't think so. I think it's also a bit of a, firstly, I don't know, I haven't looked at that specifically. But it's a bit of a myth that males don't hunt. Males certainly do hunt, but the females, there's more of them and they do quite a lot of hunting. And that's because the males are not always in attendance of the pride. Standing by. Never mind. So I don't... Sorry. I've just come down by Viatella Dam. I'm going to swing around onto Twin Dams to meet them at the bottom.
They've all just gone southwards into the block now. They're stalking something. I can't see what it is. I'm just going into the block, just south of Tumbeta, into the block there.
Copy. Where we saw them last, they turn into that block.
Affirmative. Right where we last saw them, they've gone south into the block.
Okay, copy that. So they're now somewhere in here. So they're hunting something in this block. You know, waterbuck hang out in this block. So what we need to do is try and stand by in an area where we can see but will not disturb. They're quite difficult to see with the color of this grass. Now also remember, if we are here for the hunt, if we do see the hunt, it might happen so quickly that I won't get a chance to warn you. So this is my preemptive warning. Following around lions in conditions like this, where they're active, could result in a hunt. Luckily, this block is nice and open for the most part. So we can drive around with a bit of ease. Could have gone into that block too, right? I should have seen something by now. I don't. I'm going to check that next block. You'd like to know if lions strike the ground when they're angry. No, they don't. They do that when they want to mark an area. Okay, there's some impala there. Should have a quick look here. Okay. Let me just give you sight of the impala. So, striking the, I think, do you mean scraping? Yeah. Scraping is not a result of being angry. So let's just watch here. I can see impalas, but I can't see the lions just yet. So let's just see what happens. Hear them alarming. Okay, let's go further in. Very thankful for blocks like these that allow us to move fairly easily through them. Okay, here.
Morning.
Okay, I don't see them yet, but they're going to be flat. Hopefully those black markings at the back of the ear will help me find them. But we're going to definitely... Oh, I see the impala. All right, it means that the lions are close by. Hopefully we'll find them again.
Founded in 1973, the Endangered Wildlife Trust has consistently and effectively worked towards achieving our conservation legacy. Contribute to this legacy by visiting EWT's Get Wild eShop and purchase products with a purpose.
I love being a cam op for WildEarth. The animals coming right up close to you, especially like lions. Sometimes you get nervous, but you have to go with the flow. My favorite animal to film is the elephant because of how big it is. But when it's really up close to you, it's one animal that you would say, I really respect you.
Guys, have a look at what we've got. This is better than my birthday. Look at that. This is the first time that I ever see cubs this small. This is so special. This has officially just become my best sighting of all times.
Tune into WildEarth every single day. It's in your nature.
Delivering 6 hours of HD wildlife content live every day is no small feat. It's a massive team effort, and we all rely on one another. Cam ops have a bit of work to do in the morning, up nice and early, get all the checks out of the way, and make sure we're ready to go live. Helping others fall in love with nature brings meaning to what I do. It's also a lot of fun.
Look at this, we found them again. They've given up on those Impala, but these two are making a lovely purring sound as they affectionately touch each other's heads. So now at least their heads are pointing in the direction of the dam. There's still more coming. They are so beautiful as they move through this grass. I just saw dark mane moving through, and you can hardly see him, but you can see his dark mane moving through the grass because of the color. There he is. As soon as he makes his way through. Oh, you're just going to lie down there. Okay. Well, then we're going to follow the rest of the lions as they move into the next block. I think actually we might not go into the block, but rather just stand by in the open areas a little bit further north of that block, a little bit closer to the dam. I think we'll be lucky there. Oh, we're now taking the road. Interesting. Taking the road down towards the east. One individual store here. Hi, Mel. You say so much love for dark mane? Absolutely. He is lovely. I think he gets he gets less love than he should. I think he deserves a lot of love. He is a fierce and helpful lion. He always looks like he's not going to help in the hunt, so people think he's not going to, but then he does. It's nice to see him and there's two of the young males that are with him quite a lot, kind of walking alongside him, almost like helpers. Thought this one was going to walk past us. Let's have a look. Impala is still alarming and alarming. Here he comes. Hi. He had a bit of blood on his mane there, on the right side. I couldn't tell if it was an injury or if it was from a kill, but it looks really fresh. Just a spot. go forward a little bit. This one is on a tree. What's up? Oh, this is a nice view. Hi, Andrew. Oh, look at this, sweetheart. You'd like to know if lionesses have a matriarchal order? No, well, there is a hierarchy within the pride, but it's not that one is particularly in charge. Again, just like with all matriarchies, or at least most of them, excluding our hyenas, who is a matriarch depends on experience, and experience is a result of age. So they're not led by any specific individual, but they definitely take their cues from the older individuals. I love it when they get into trees. This is one of the young males that likes to be alongside Darkmane. As soon as he saw Darkmane come past, he decided that he is going to follow. Look at that affection. Here's another young male that likes to follow around with Darkmane. Alrighty, let us now follow Darkmane. So because all the females in a pride are kin, they're usually sisters or they're usually sisters, and their offspring. They're not fighting for the position of matriarch. It's not the way it is. They're essentially and very correctly, they're family. And so there are older individuals who have daughters and maybe granddaughters in the pride, who you would consider the matriarch, but that's just based off their experience. Hi, Snake Dude. We'd like to know if one lioness loses if a cub loses its mother, will another lioness take over? It has happened before, but it's usually not done. They don't alloparent. They don't take care of each other's offspring, and they don't suckle each other's offspring. But it has happened where they would adopt another's cub, but that is the exception, not the rule. They seem to have settled down quite a bit now. Just scattered around Twin Dams Road. Hi, Kasan. You'd like to know if there's any males that have challenged dark mane. Not dark mane specifically. So who they would challenge the evokers for this territory. So the evokers hold this territory that includes the territory of the Nkuhumas and the Telematis. While I don't know that they have been challenged, there are other males that have come in. There's that. I think it's the S8 male from Kruger, and there were two others. Remember we saw, I don't know if you remember, there were these two not very comfortable males that we found in Torchwood. There's those, and there's that male that's been coming in that I haven't seen. But they don't seem to have had a fight or challenged the evokers per se. It's just a matter of time though. These things are fluid, lines always coming in, moving out. Well, lying in wait is a good strategy. Hi Tyler, you'd like to know if the brothers reunite when it comes to defending their territory. Not necessarily, because they all know where their territory boundaries are. So if they see another individual coming in, they don't have to go call their brothers to defend it. They will just defend it. And that makes more sense because you don't want all three of them defending one portion and then someone comes in on the other side. If they are together, they will defend it together. But it's not necessary for them to regroup and defend their territory. They will all be defending that area. Well, at least the rain has mostly eased up. I think well, you never know with weather like this if they are going to just settle down for the morning or they're going to continue to move. But as it stands, there's not too much play and jumping like there was when the others were resting. But like I said, standing by and waiting for something to walk past is not a bad strategy to get a meal. It's likely they might go into this drainage. It's a nice spot to find some good food. Nice antelope. There's lots of giraffe in that drainage too. Well, we'll sit tight for a little longer and see what happens. Now these guys can take anything from giraffe, buffalo, just small animals, warthogs that they'll all have a frenzy over. So anything is on the menu this morning. I saw one get up, but that's about it. Everyone's still settled down. The one's gotten up and looking in the direction of the two vehicles. They're chatting as if it wants to be part of the chat. There's usually a lot of waterbuck around here. That would be something that could feed them well. Not as well as a buffalo or a giraffe, obviously, but could still feed them well. An impala, just not worth the effort. Unless it's obviously they're opportunistic, so if something is right there, they can easily get it if they will, but they want to invest their energy into catching something substantial. It's about 10 and 11 here at the moment. So, and there are normally 14, 5 adult females, 9 cubs, 6 female, 3 male, and dark male. So it's 15 mouths to feed. And an impala or warthog just doesn't cut it, and they become extremely possessive about whatever's left over because they're still hungry after they eat smaller animals like that, and then you see them fighting and things like that quite a lot. So let's sit tight and see what they do.
So everybody, now we got a black-backed jackal. Very interesting animal. Well, I haven't seen one in a while anyway, around here, quarantine. But it looks like a pair of them. One just vanished into the bush, and one's still visible there, lying down. They are very much scavenger, they would follow around, be cats, but they also hunt for their own. They would do scrub hares, you see maybe some impalas around. And carry on. They would eat rotten meat, remain over the skin. That one with a beautiful tail. Pinnacle. Cool, you say they have such a beautiful coat. You're very right. They are the most beautiful amongst all the jackals. Looks like all joined up together, no? always pair up, male and female. So we got all two different species out here. These as a black-backed jackal, and the other one a side-striped jackal. Those one, to see the side stripe, they don't have a lot of old black grations on their top, but it runs stripe on their side, parallel the body from the head to the tail. Their tail would have a white tip. These are the side stripe. Those are the one doesn't have those. White tip end of their tail. Just a normal. And there are nocturnal, but they can also move around during the day, especially today. This morning still heavily cloud, a bit of a drizzling, so, and they would be moving around in this open area. Crested Franklin's calling on the other side. So, Ramon, asking if the jackal mate for life. They do pair for life. In that, you don't always see them together. They do separate. Each one would hunt separate way, but they're all in contact. But yes, they do mate for life. And they're very much Kolga. So you're asking if they are rare to see them in this reserve, Sabi sent. A while ago, they were kind of having trouble with some diseases, so the number went down a few years ago. So that was very difficult, most especially side stripe. They were disturbed by mange and those type of disease. But that also infect quite a lot of civet. But the number recovered. So now I think they well abandoned everywhere. And then there's quite a lot of a food source, so their number have slightly recovered back quickly. And they breed around, so November, December, January there, so that's where they're mainly denning. So they do have den when that time they breed. So it looks like they're going to be staying in this very open area, watching around while we're with them.
If you thought you had daddy issues, then think again. Many of the fathers in nature don't have the most commendable parenting skills, but there are some who are always there to protect their young. In honor of Father's Day, this weekend, Andrew and Trishala will be at the fire discussing wild dads. Sign up to be an explorer and you can join in the fun. And if you want to wish your dad a happy Father's Day, then send your messages and we'll be sure to read them out. Educating our youth about the environmental threats we face is critical. Our future depends on it. The Wildlife and Environment Society of South Africa, WESA, is actively leading the charge. Their goal is to encourage children to fall in love with our natural world and to empower them to live sustainably in the future. Through their school programs, the children learn to report on environmental issues through videos, articles and photos.
The WildEarth program has changed my life in so many beneficial ways. Being out there at the workshops, I was entitled to talk with others, socialize, as well as my writing skills and leadership skills have improved, so it has been great.
WESA is a membership-based organization. By joining WESA, you will be helping to provide valuable support for these youth education initiatives.
My name is Lauren and I'm currently working in Djuma Private Game Reserve here in South Africa. I love answering your questions during the live safaris. It's my favorite part. It feels like you're on the vehicle with me and I'm able to teach you exactly what you want to know. If you want to ask a question on WildEarth, then you need to register on our website. Once registered, you must go to the live safari page and ask your question below the live feed.
Look at this, the little one is up and about. Certainly hasn't had enough milk at this age. No amount of milk is enough. Oh, Corky. Too sweet. Oh, look at this. That is stunning.
Tune into WildEarth every single day. It's in your nature.
we're still sitting here into this very beautiful open area of quarantine on the western end. And there is our Jackal still relaxing, maybe thinking, the lions probably not really, really far from here. So when we were talking about the scavenge, they're always behind, even lions, or behind lions, or behind leopard, those cheetah. Or they're hoping for a remain of anything that may be left by these big cats, and they will take it. There's a Franklin's chestnut on the other side, slightly to the right, further from them. But I doubt they will try and hunt them. If there was a leopard, yes. But you never know. So yeah, during the denning, so a male will move away, go hunt, but also secure the territory patrol. So I'm going to take another time here. In the meantime, I will be sending you across to Trishal with a line.
Yes, we're still with the lions, but we're actually going to head out during this segment because another vehicle wants to come in. They've been on standby one for a while. So we're going to move out and give them a chance, but we're going to get our last look at them. They are moving into this drainage. If we're lucky, they might come towards the dam cam and be visible for any of you who like to watch that too. Perhaps during the day, like I said, in this weather, there could be a lot of movement. All right, let us make space for the other vehicle. I can hear them coming through. you're wondering why we make space, it's because each sighting has a maximum of 3 vehicles allowed in it, except for a sighting that's on a cut line, so it's shared by 2 different properties, in which case you are allowed 4 vehicles, 2 from each property, if it's visible from each property, so if it's on the cut line, you understand. But if it's in the reserve and vehicles are calling themselves into the sighting, it's 3. If it's a sensitive sighting, you can make it 2 or 1. It's completely up to you. If you decide that it's far too sensitive, you can even make it a negative lock, and everybody respects whatever the guide decides. Obviously, there's a bit of a discussion because some people can feel that they oversensitive or whatever, so there is a discussion with management. But usually, whatever the guide decides is respected. Always keep an ear out though on the radio to see if we get an update about them a little later on and we can get a gap again. But for now, I don't know what we'll do. Hi Ashlyn. You'd like to know who has the advantage in rainy weather between predator and prey. It's not really one over the other. The advantage for the predator is not necessarily because it's a disadvantage for the prey, but rather because it's rainy, which means it's cooler and it's overcast. The predator doesn't overheat as easily, so that'll be an advantage for it because it can maybe run for longer, stalk for longer. That would be an advantage. Prey in rainy weather, they're usually sticking closer together, so that's an advantage for them because you're less likely to find them spaced out. Between predator and prey, there's a constant arms race, so one from an evolutionary perspective. So if one gets better at this in certain conditions, the other one gets better at this in certain conditions. And they keep one-upping each other. And that's why it's not, even though you think, oh, but a lion, it's this huge animal, and they've got these teeth and they're fierce, why can't they just catch any prey whenever? It's because the prey have developed exact defenses to counteract what their predator is doing. These hornbills, I love them. They're calling. They were doing their call just now. You can do it again for us. I know you've heard the call, but did you see the dance? You know, Ashlyn, I've seen the Inkahumas hunting a buffalo and the buffalo get away. And the lions were on top of the buffalo. And the buffalo was wiggling and running and hurling itself in all directions. And it got away. So it's not a given. I can hear some rotting going on in the background. Come on, hornbills, do it for us. Give us your little dance and go boop, 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 boop. Nope. They're wondering what this lady is doing, staring at them. That squeak you're hearing in the background is the Cokie Franklin. That looked like a very good underarm scratch right there. Hi, Heather. You'd like to know how strong a hornbill's beak is? I can't answer that question. I have no idea what the measure of hornbill beak strength would be. But their beak is very robust. It's bigger than that of the yellow-billed hornbill. They're able to crush the carapace of beetles. I don't think it's going to snap off your finger, but I think that your finger strength, probably your finger strength, if not a little bit harder. But like I said, there's no measure for beak snap that I'm aware of. It's nice to have it so close to the vehicle so we can see it close up and personal. Well, at least you can. I can't because I don't have a monitor that can show me. I'm just looking at it in reality. Scratch, 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 scratch. Oh. Imagine if you could use your jaws or your mandibles to scratch your underarm. Wouldn't you just love it? I thought so. Most of you probably said no. Anything out here that we've seen thousands of times, or we see rarely, whatever it is, if you get the opportunity to have a really nice, relaxed, close-up view of them, just makes all the difference. Like with this hornbill, they're not flying away and they're sitting nice and close to us. So we get the opportunity to really look at their beak, really look at their eye, their feathers. All these features that are often overlooked because we don't get close enough with the camera to get in really, really tight. Anyway, let us now move on. Again, I'm not sure where I'm going to go.
So we left the pair of the black-backed jackal. So now there is a visual of elephants on the far side. It looks like we just missed them drinking. Now they're trying to move away from this watering hole, treehouse dam. So what I'll do, I'll try to see if I go around, see them. So I'll try that. Now, elephants, they will be really loving this type of weather, where it's not hot, but also it's not cold. Very cold for them, so it's really cool weather for the elephants most. I'm going to try and get a closer look at them.
Hi guys, we are still in quarantine, moving along. We seem to have a few difficulties on our vehicle at the moment, so bear with us. Things seem a bit strange. It's just the comms and the screen, etc. But hopefully we'll sort it out in a bit. But for now, like I said, I'm not really sure where I want to go, so maybe I'll just chat to Andrew over the Game Drive radio and we can figure out what we want to do. Well, I'll think about it. I'm going to send you over to Andrew now. Maybe you can ask him where he is, and then I'll talk to Andrew through you.
Back with us, everybody, again. Got a closer look at our elephants. And then now they still probably scattered all over here. These are the only one we can see, but then a lot of communication they were doing when we were here. We're on a treehouse dam, our location at the moment, on the western side of a dam. So one of the female right in front of us. So, all right, it was a beautiful communication with these elephants. So, we're at the moment at Treehouse Dam on the western side of the dam with this beautiful herd of elephants, as you can hear them rumbling. It's all about communication happening here. Just gonna stay put. Hopefully they would show up, which they already did. We got one right in front of us. There are the youngsters coming up. Here's another one. So it's quite a holiday here, all the bush, because they're all busy feeding right now. The grass is soft. It's just a spit this morning, so it was not much of a rain. I wouldn't call it rain that, so it was just a little drizzling, and it's all just settled down again. And the left old grass is very soft for all animals. So I'm gonna drive slightly forward because there's more of them on our left-hand side. Stop right here. So beautiful. So Jerry asking, how come elephant so silent when they walk? It's a good question that, there's actually big animal, this animal, but their foot structure, it's underneath, it's all the very soft but strong muscles, and then it's like a hard sponge would enable animal to walk silently, unheard. So that's why they're so silent when they walk. You hardly hear the footstep. Such a beautiful eye looking. It's one of the female here. So we're going to stay put with our beautiful herd of elephant.
The annual Safari Guide of the Year competition aims to create awareness for those men and women who dedicate their lives to tourism and wildlife. This year's event will be held at Marataba, a breathtaking privately managed section of the Marakele National Park in South Africa's Limpopo province. In celebration of this, WildEarth and Marataba Luxury Lodges are offering all explorers a chance to win a 3-night stay at Marataba Safari Lodge for you and a friend. In addition to a spectacular spectacular land-based safari, Marit Harbour luxury lodges offer an opportunity for guests to cruise peacefully along the Matlabas River, watching the animals as they drink and wallow. The lodge offers you a chance to lie by the pool or enjoy a spa treatment, and one night could be spent sleeping out under the stars in a luxurious treehouse. Sign up to be a WildEarth explorer before the 30th of June, and it could be you heading off on a long-awaited getaway. WildEarth Explorers, it's in your nature.
Hi everybody, I'm Tiana, I'm from Johannesburg, and I am one of WildEarth's biggest fans.
Been watching for 4 years. DG here from the Ozarks.
It's been 4 years for me, and I'm not leaving anytime soon.
It's given me a time away from the hassles of the city, and it's given me a connection to a place that has stolen my heart, which is Africa.
Last year we lost our son, and now we're just watching WildEarth. Love to all you guys.
You are reminding us of the role that we play in nature conservation, each and every one of us. You have reconnected myself to a dream that I had as a child to get involved in nature conservation, and for that I'm really grateful for as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's a huge privilege to be in these incredible places with these amazing animals. I love filming lions. When they do get up and do something, it's always spectacular. When they are playing, are incredibly fun to watch, especially subalterns and cubs. I love being in the bush and working in these incredible places with these amazing animals. We want to bring it to you so that you can almost feel like you're right there and be able to experience it and enjoy it the way we do.
Great, everybody. So we're still sitting put very much, and all you see right in front of us, it's all a group of elephants, which is so beautiful to see a number of them together like this. It's one of the big female right here. There's quite a lot of different age. And she's probably nesting right there where she is. You can see how she poses. Oops. And they're so chill, hardly to hear noises again. You see, it was the one that trying to blow nostrils, but she looked chill as well. So Annabelle is saying their ears are huge. You're very right. Very good comment on that there. So usually fully growing elephant ears itself alone across from the top to the bottom is anything from 1.6 meter. We're talking about bull, where they come so big in size. Buff room is their job of the day, all about feeding, but defecate, make the room for the next space. Food will find a room in their tummy as well. And they are not ruminate, they don't actually chew cud, they only feed. Eat sometimes non-stop when they can because of that situation. This young one's going to something went wrong back there. And someone was not probably behaving well, but it's going to be sorted out. Everybody's heading in a direction. So we're gonna maybe trying to move forward, keep up with them. So the whole herd here, the whole member control matriarch. It's a female. She's leading them, making sure they head in a good direction, finding food, waters, and that. When she wants them to be stationary, then they all notice that, because she would also first to be stationary or delay not to move so much, and then they all notice that, okay, this is the area where we should spend around so many of times. For her to make her own decision is due to the food. these two playing there very well on a rod. So Leopard Lover is asking if the matriarch would always sort out the situation of all misbehaving. Yes, she will. If she's not around, some of other, because there's always matriarch and then there's always another inexperienced female in a member where in case then it happened to separate, she would be maybe taking care of the other group. So yeah, she's the one sorting out all of his fight and all misbehavior. Pouring over a sand on their body. They love doing that. Dust bathing. It's all they can do. Swimming, getting into mud when they can. But at the end, they would need the sand on top of them, but also provide protection on their skin. This little one still need a lot of care from the rest of the adults, where they do carry one another. Now these teenagers of young male, that's why they find making a lot of noises because of these misbehavior of these young males. This is all the attitude. Looks like one of the girl there. Here's also a young one. Oops. Hope you don't make your parents be angry with us. It's a lot of energy they got, especially when they're young like that. It's coming back to the road again. So the mother she's still in the wood. That's the one that's now breaking all the branches. So we're gonna stay put. So most of them, they already have moved into the bush, but we still have some of them which they would probably cross the road over here. This is one of the remained of the other members, since the others already crossed the road to the eastern side of this road. So this female looks like she has found a very nutritious tree. As you can hear how she chews. They have a very strong teeth, molars they have, to be able to crunch all the twigs.
We are now at Twin Dams. Just having a look around here. If anything is happening, never mind. We'll be driving swiftly past this vehicle stopped for their morning coffee around here. So we'll go to the east. We'll go into Ledward Road. See if we find anything on that side. It's been a while since we saw Tandi, although I doubt she'll be that far west. She's been a little bit more east of that. But on Ledward, could see the chick, the Batteria chick, how it's coping in the cold and dreary weather. It smells amazing by the fire breaks, just letting you know. Because it's damp, the soil is damp, it smells amazing. It's hard to describe it. But in the next few days, you're gonna get little green that's popping up all over the fire breaks. At the moment, it's black. If you have a look now, it's just black. Dry, black, no new life yet, but maybe tomorrow, as soon as tomorrow, we might see little bits of green pop up. It's gonna be epic. Oh, smells so good. The rain seems to be getting us again. Hopefully it'll pass like it did when we were at the Lions. The Lions are now at still a full lock, but they're heading east on Central. So the fact that we're also heading east is probably a good thing. Maybe we might be able to meet with them at some point when there's a space in the lock. Here we are on Ledward Road. I'm gonna grab that question again from Frank. I didn't quite catch it. One of my favorite smells in the bush. That petrichor smell, bacteria in the soil, that smell. Damp soil, ooh, love that. And the smell of leopard urine. Those are some pretty great smells. So I don't see our Batslea chick. I can see the nest. Let me get into a nicer position here. Sometimes on the other side of the nest. So Theo, just seeing the fork of the tree, the nest that's closest to, or the first one from the bottom up. I hope Theo's got the right one, but it's the first one. The other three are, four are above it. Or, yeah, 3 are above it. There's one that's drooping on the side, but it's in the middle of that tree. And our chick is not in it, but I'm sure it must be around practicing its flight. Oh, I can hear a fish eagle. Oh, we'll come around and check on it every now and then. Like we've been checking on the owls, but I haven't been so lucky with them recently. So let's see. But also, because it's a difficult spot to broadcast from, we have to make sure we check quickly and then leave the area. So hopefully one of these days we'll get lucky. But for now, I'm going to send you over to Andrew and his elephants.
Good luck, Trishul. So, we're still sitting here, but now there's a bigger female that came join the one that was busy chewing into that false marula tree. Such a big wood, they're already trying to chew it off. Since they have very strong molar teeth, which were able to work on any of wood type out here. Fully grown elephants would finally had about 28 number of molars. So Karen, you're asking at what age do a young elephant start to grow their tusk? Usually, they would start to grow their tusk when they're age of at least a year or more than a year old. And the tusk started to come out. Or already showing off, just slightly. And this tusk continued to grow as the elephant grew up. And they become prominent weapon, but very prehensile, useful tool. They use them for feed. Look at these two. This young one already investigating their sister. And this young one is less than a year. It's already playing touch. It's all about the touch. All animals have that kind of touch communication, touch each other. Or a noise that you just heard far away as well. So can't have it better than this. We'll stay another couple of minutes here just to see how these elephants react.
This is Jake Whitener, all the way from the US, and he is a holder of the Ticket to Dream.
I decided to support and buy the Ticket to Dream to help WildEarth in its mission of conservancy towards animals and the environment.
If you want to go on safari with a WildEarth guide, whilst honing your bush knowledge and of course featuring in one of our shows, then head over to our website.
And I would highly recommend that people would be involved in that program.
Sign up to be a WildEarth explorer and you could be making your first ever on-screen appearance.
Ever since I was able to get the Ticket to Dream, I've been looking forward to coming on this drive. It is an absolutely fabulous experience and it's great.
The Mara Triangle is a jewel in the Kenyan conservation crown, and thanks to the dedication of the Mara Conservancy, it thrives as one of Earth's greatest national treasures.
We have been experiencing a reduction in the wire snails that we collect on a monthly basis,
and this is basically attributed to our intense patrols.
Over the years, this courageous team of anti-poachers has reduced poaching to almost zero.
Mimi naitwa Stephen Olereso. Nimefanya kazi miaka 16 sasa. Kuanzia mwaka 2002. Hao wanadamu ni wenye utua sana inaogofya ni wale wenye wanaenda kama ndovu. Wanatumia kama bunduki. Sasa hiyo ndio huwa inakuanga hatari sana kwa sisi.
As a result of the global pandemic and the massive reduction in tourist revenue, the Mara Triangle is facing a financial crisis. They need your help if they are to continue their ability to protect this magical land.
My name is Steve, and one of my favorite things at WildEarth is getting questions from you. The type of questions that I really like are those ones that really help us to unpack and understand and really integrate the ecological knowledge and fully appreciate the importance that animals such as these Cape buffalo bring to the ecosystem. If you want to ask a question on WildEarth, you're going to have to register on the website. But once registered, just head on over to the live safari page and enter your question under the live feed.
Still sitting here as a young one, heading back to between the two adults. One of them, which I think the furthest one, must be the mother, I think. But it was actually great to spend time with them here. So I know when this one crossed the road to the left, to the east, and they will be vanished into the wood. Carol, you're asking where exactly the elephant's ear hole. So when you look at even this young one we're looking at there, it's very difficult. Maybe I should grab my book. See if I can be able to But if you look at that little bit of a hole that actually is between the eye and the ear itself, you see the temporine, which is a little secretion where the secretion come out. But beyond it, if you go to the left slightly up, and then that you're able to see little or hair a little bit. But that's where the ear holes goes in, because my book also would probably show the same. So you cannot really see it straight away because it's got just before the entrance or after that, it's got a little bit of hair on around, very strong hair that covered all the dust not to go through. That's where the ear hole is. So I'm not sure whether the one we're looking at now, it's a matriarch or not in this group. Because so many of them making noises far away is part of the group, I guess. So if the matriarch not here, it happened that the second leader, it's here. But then we'll see, because if they ever come back to these two, one of them, then it's a second leader. So is he asking if is it true that elephant can feel this sound or their feet? That I'm not sure. I'm gonna probably double check that to get understanding around it. So we're talking about this one. This is the one that already crossed the road, but seems to be now returning back to the same area. Which means there is a leader in one of these two we saw on the right there. Still coming back to the very same spot. So we're going to stay put. We'll be sending it across to Tswalu to give everybody an update.
I am on Mamba Road. We came on Cheetah Cut Line, now we're in Mamba, taking an easy drive along this road. I feel this is a road for Kalamba. That's just how I feel. What I like about this weather is that right up until the end, when drive ends, there's a potential to see movement, predator movement. Unfortunately, I was also thinking about a chameleon. A walking one, which I would love. There's some potential good trees there, but it's kind of cool. So, and then last night, I tried to find a chameleon and I couldn't. I wanted to show Maggie a chameleon. She said she forgave me because I showed her there was a pearl-spotted owlet that we spotted. So she said she'll pardon me this time for not finding a chameleon. But see the color of these trees here to the left of me? They're bush willows. They're really beautiful colors. And often you will find chameleons in them and a similar color. That's something special. But I think with the weather, we may not be that lucky. But hey, let's just see what we find. I'm really open to anything for these last few minutes. Oh, what, like 25 minutes or so of drive, I think? I'll be happy with any creature. Oh, the rain's starting to come down. It's not terribly pleasant, but at least this road will bring us back to the central portions of Djuma. That's not too far from camp if we need. Anyway, let me send you back over to Andrew and his elephants.
Good idea, Tswalu. It's a drizzling morning here. It's also starting, but not really bad. I think I can see from where she is in that direction. It's very much foggy, so it's probably spitting slightly harder than here. It's probably coming our way as well. But we got this herd of elephants still with us. is to through the bush. Horse Lavi asking what bigger herd of elephants have I ever seen around here. Yes, I only remember a while ago we counted about 40 elephants, and then that day I only remember it was not actually even controlled sighting, as we know everybody that on a sighting occupied by 3 vehicles. So that there on that sighting was anything from 7 vehicles, and it was out of control because everybody was amazed to see such big herd in that open area like that. So it was around 40 elephants that I saw. But usually, anything from 7 to 15 in a group, 20. That's maximum. It's starting to spit as well, so I'm trying to see if we can cover something that may get wet. So these 2, one of them looks like, yes, it was a leader, and then looks like they're gonna go that way, where she's heading right now. It's pouring here. See if we can stick with this elephant, or we can check for something else. And I'll send you across to Trishala.
I have covered up most of our equipment and my head, and yeah, we're basically going to try and find some shelter until the end of drive. Considering that it's been like this for most of the day, most of the morning, I'm very impressed at how it held up for the majority of drive. But it is not pleasant. The water is now dripping off of my face. My poor blankie is soaked. But we had a good one, didn't we? Oh, okay. This is getting a bit hectic. Okay, guys, I don't think I'll turn around to look at you for the last time. So I'm gonna keep my hood over my face and just drive. Woo. Okay. I might just check. I'll take a quick glance at Chile Pan here, and then we're gonna go to camp. This is Chile Pan. Have a quick look here. As you can see, the rain it's falling. And you can also hear it. Let me just cover these things up quickly. Okay. Nothing happening though, so let's move it. Whew, I'm really glad I took, I'm really glad I took my rain jacket today, although it's acting like blinkers, so my peripheral vision is poor. Reversing into that tree on the side could have told you that. Well, at least we just have a little few minutes left of drive before we have to, or before we get to go home and be dry. And let's hope that this afternoon promises slightly better weather. Properly soaked. Okay, up we come. We're gonna go point our nose in camp direction so we can sneak in quickly as soon as drive ends.
We have to move out. It's pouring, a little bit pouring here as well, so the elephants have a thick drainage line, so we're taking this road to see if maybe there's more of them around in this road. The herbivore species, when it rains, they don't face the rain. That would be lions and leopards because they're forced by the chance of killing success when they're on hunt. But these are the buffaloes, all antelopes. They'll rather hide or when they want to move in that rain, they'll rather go parallel. So they don't get their face wet. Probably going to be like this the whole day, looks like it. Or maybe it's going to burn up. At midday, we'll find out. let's try. We're gonna carry on driving these few roads here, see if we'll come across anything.
The Endangered Wildlife Trust fights at the forefront of conservation, across the vast Karoo and sweeping grasslands, in remote pockets of forest, along road networks, across African skies, and in communities to conserve our wildlife and wild spaces. Help us to protect forever, together. Donate now at ewt.org.za.
Hi everyone, my name's Daniel Fisher and I'm going to be your guide this afternoon. I'm looking really forward to taking you through and showing you all the beautiful places here at andBeyond in Ngala. If you have any questions, please register on our website. Once registered, go to the live page feed and post your questions underneath the live feed. Join me on my next safari through andBeyond in Ngala on WildEarth. Send me live questions through the WildEarth website and I'll answer them live from the African bush.
The croc is still holding another one there. It's holding from the hindquarters. I would really want. The wildebeest cross is trying. The croc is holding the tail. It's holding tight. Oh no. Goodness me. Lucky, lucky wildebeest. You have another day to live.
Expect the unexpected here on WildEarth daily.
Hello, I'm Marna, your WildEarth safari guide from andBeyond Ngala. What's my favorite animal? Definitely elephants, and in particular an elephant bull, an old elephant bull. I think the sheer size partnered with their experience because they grow so old. I always wonder what they've seen and how they've seen the bush change over those many years. Join me or one of the other guides twice a day on WildEarth.
Still on Bumble. And gonna go to an open area there. Probably quarantine. I go to one of the open area there. Maybe an antelope that might stick around in that area. Would also like to see how the Impala would react to all these jackals still around in the area as well. It is raining too as well. Adam, you're asking if I ever stuck in a while. Badly stuck was only once. And I say badly was because it was a night time and there was all of this rain, heavy rain. But yeah, I managed to get out of that, but this was the worst stuck I ever had a while ago. So you know what? Since it's pouring, I'm gonna go under a tree here. We're in an open area. We're just gonna check if there's gonna be anything around in this open area that we can see and able to put in a shore. Started to pour harder as well. As you can see on front of us, all foggy taking place. This is all rain. So stacking without being stuck in the mud, that's not the worst. Only worse when you're stuck in the mud. So it looks like settling down again. We're going to drive around. I'm going to be sending you across to Trishali again.
Oh yes, stuck in the mud is pretty bad. Here we're on quarantine, these jackals, so lovely. Andrew was just asking what they'd be doing in the rain. Here we go, curled up in little jackal balls. Yes, that is a term. It's one of my own creating. Little jackal balls, very tightly rounded like that. Keep themselves nice and warm. The rain it's well and truly here. So I'm very thankful that the end of the show is upon us. So we can go back to camp and warm up. We've really had a wonderful show. We've had some elephants, the Telemati, and moving around quite a lot, and these beautiful jackals, and a splattering of other little things as well. So it's been a goodie, considering it was just Andrew and I out this morning. It's really been a goodie. Now, if I were these jackals, I'd curl up perhaps a little bit further under a tree and maybe near a termite mound so they could have their own little heater like I do. But the fur of most mammals have guard hairs which are actually waterproof. Portions of the fur that make sure that water doesn't seep down to the downy bits of the fur that's closest to the body that keeps animals nice and warm. Keeps mammals nice and warm. So despite being out in the rain and in the water, they would actually be pretty comfortable. It's got to be really heavy rain and they've got to be drenched to soak all the way down to the softer downy hairs closer to the body. So they're probably pretty comfortable. Oh, they're so cool. Jackals really are. I hope to see Mr. Side-Striped Jackal at some point again. I've named him Jackal. Actually, I think I'll only bestow a name upon him if we actually find him a couple more times and become familiar with him. But this pair is a pair of black-backed jackals that we have actually been seeing a lot further down, closer to Philemon's cut line. So it's nice, and up on here in quarantine, but since I've been back, I haven't seen them in quarantine. So this is a treat. It's a treat to have seen 3 jackals in the last, however long I've been here, a week. That really is a treat. Sometimes, we go months without seeing a jackal at all. So we've been really, really lucky these last couple days. Sightings have been great. And as always, best part about it, to share these sightings with you all. Well, I hope this afternoon it will clear up nicely. And we'll have all sorts of animal movement, maybe leopards walking about trying to re-scent mark all those fabulous things, maybe some jackals, maybe more lions, and all the small things in between. But it's that time, guys, where we have to say goodbye, and we'll see you this afternoon. Bye for now.